Okay. So I want to go over Nightblade stamina build. Good for PvP and PvE. This is a two-hander build with two-hander as your main skill bar, and bow is your secondary skill bar. Okay. Um, it's an Imperial build, so Imperial race, and you can see the base stats there, and we'll talk a little bit about how we get to those stats in the gear. We're dumping all stamina for stamina build. No different than my Magicka builds. If you want to go full out, you're putting all your attribute points into either stamina for stamina build or Magicka for Magicka build. All right. Mundus Stone is the warrior for weapon damage. Okay. And let's talk about how we get there. Okay. We're going with Shield Breaker and Ashen Grip. So Ashen Grip is basically craftable. You can craft this very easy, and what we're doing here is we're looking for the max health and the weapon damage again. Weapon damage obviously key. The health is what we're doing. We're looking for a PvP perspective, right? I like to buff health, obviously for survivability. It's also good in PvE, you know, so it's not going to hurt for either aspect of the game. So Ashen Grip 3-piece bonuses coming from your main hand here. Okay. Your offhand also, so when you swap, you still have that up. And then I went with, you know, chest and waist for the 3-piece bonus. The rest of this is Shield Breaker. Shield Breaker is very good against players that stack shields, Sorks, and, you know, other players or other classes that have a shield-based build to them. You can light or heavy attack. Key here is using the bow's light attack. The spam 2100 unresistible damage, you know, per shot. Pretty much you can just tick away at them with light attacks from your bow. Very fun build. Obviously, the other bonuses on this set are very good for stamina build. Max stamina, stamina recovery, and weapon damage again. Your jewelry is agility. 3 pieces of agility jewelry. This is very common for DPS builds. I went with robust on the neck, and then here I went with healthy on the rings. Here you could go robust too if you want to just max out your stamina. Again, I like to put some health into my build so that I have some survivability in PvP. Okay. For traits, I like Impen on my PvP gear. I also like some divines. All right, so I just like to get the Mundus Stone effects up a little bit. So I have divines on 2 pieces, and the rest is Impen. Okay. For your traits, for the two-hander, it's a mace. You can craft axe or mace. It's up to you. I go with precise for the weapon crit, and on the bow, I do precise also for the weapon crit. On my enchants, I like unresistible damage. Just makes sense to me. You know, I just guaranteed damage on both. All right. Enchants here, it's max stamina, and again, I did put some health on some of the pieces, just to try to give me a little bit more bump in health. If I look back at my character sheet, in the PvE zone, see I'm sitting at 23 and a half K health, so you really want to be up around 25 to get some survivability, but your stamina pool has to be large too. So running a pretty good stamina recovery rate of almost 2K, and again, 2,800, almost 2,900 weapon damage with 40% crit. Okay, that's decent. So I'm going to show you how that gets buffed immediately coming up with the two-hander. So if we talk about our skills, go over the skill bar, right? Dark Cloak, obviously your escapability for your Nightblade. It's crucial to the build. Rally coming from your two-hander. Ambush, Nightblade. Surprise attack, Nightblade. And the Executioner from the two-hander. Okay. This is your execute. Flawless Dawnbreaker for your ultimate. That gives you your ultimate damage ability, but also when slotted, it gives you more weapon damage. So that's what I like about the Dawnbreaker. All right. On your offhand, swap there. So I go with Meteor just to mix it up a little bit. Being ranged, this bar is ranged. I can light somebody up from range with the bow, and then drop Meteor on them too. All right. Resolving Vigor. This is my heal. All right. That comes from your Cyrodiil skill lines, Assault, and Support. Show you that real quick. All right. So there's your Assault, Resolving Vigor. Vigor. And as you can see, I have an unlocked on this character. I have an unlocked Caltraps or detonation. Caltraps or detonation. Don't really need them. Don't care. Caltraps would be a decent, but I'll show you what I do instead. Right. I don't really. I'm already stealth, so I kind of expect stealth characters to come up and get me. I don't really want to necessarily have to waste a skill slot to put Caltraps in to find them. Okay, I'm usually the one sneaking up on somebody. If somebody gets to drop on me, I have ways out of it. Okay, but again, there's nothing wrong with Caltraps. It's great to get. I just have different skill suggestions for this particular build. All right, so again, if we go over the rest of them here. So piercing mark. All right. You just identify stealth players, right? Keep a mark on them. Keep them lit up. Just a good all-around skill. Lethal arrow. Big time poison damage. Just a big hitter. Okay. Also, see the second part of that. Reducing the healing effects on that particular target. All right, poison injection, again, bread and butter skill for a bow. And here's this is the utility slot for me. I use fear here. Again, you can drop Caltraps in here if you want, but I like fear. Somebody gets close to me while I'm bow and arrow, when I'm arrow using the bow and arrow, I can basically just fear them away and then finish them off because I keep my distance from them. I also can swap from my main bar over to here and fear somebody away from me when I'm on my two-hander. Okay. Again, on the two-hander, I'll show you the rotation a little bit here after I go through the champion points. All right, so we went through the gear, we went through the skills, champion points. All right, this is going to be pretty straightforward. It's much like the Magic of Sork builds I have, where you're dumping your points. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, you're reducing your stamina cost of your spells and abilities. Stamina build, you want to reduce the cost of your skills. Okay, so that's where we're at here. I do have some of the Magician, right? So why is that? We want to be able to do a little bit of spamming of our um, our getaway, right? Basically, you want to be able to cloak anytime you get into trouble and potentially have to spam cloak. All right, you're not going to get a lot off with a with a stamina build, right? Because this is a magicka-based skill, but you can get off at least like 3 to 4 in a row. Okay, so and then you're gonna be able to use that to either get away or get debuffs off of you. All right, so that's why I'm dumping some into that particular magician. I'll probably get this up to maybe 5%. Okay, so that's the reason for that. Oh, all right, over here, this is obvious. Stamina recovery, maxing this out. All right, I want to get my stamina back as quick as possible, so all my points are going here. All right. Here, so this is basically it's helpful. Okay, you're not gonna do a lot of this with your light and heavy attacks with this particular build, but you are going to, do some light attacks and mix them in and weave them in with your skills. So put 5 points in here makes sense. Um, this this is crucial because since you're shield breaker, you're doing light attacks to get that unresistible damage. And here, what you're doing is you're buffing up that damage, by 12%. So you definitely want to put some into bow expert to get that up. All right. And here you're going to see, obviously, increase to physical and poison. So you're doing, you're doing good for both of your skill bars. You're doing good for your two-hander, and you're doing good for your poison attacks on your bow. Penetration. This probably will come up a little bit as I, round out the rest of my champion points. But right now I have 5 points in the piercing. Okay. Weapon crit also. This will go up a little bit with a couple points I have left, but I'm getting crit in other areas, so I can, keep this down a little bit. I don't need to invest that many points here. All right. Some physical resist. Okay, so we're gonna put some into medium armor focus. I like doing this as much as I do spell resistance and critical resist, right? This I still play around with a lot. I'll go back and forth depending on how badly I'm getting, damaged or owned in Cyrodiil. I'll play around with this. A lot of times when I'm cloaking away, I can get away from too many burst damage critical hits because I can. There's a high escapability with this class, right? So you can get away from those type of attacks. So this is why kind of balance between these two. All right. Obviously reducing any type of physical damage, poison damage that's done against you outside of your armor that your armor gives you. You definitely want to invest in these two here. Okay, makes sense. And yeah, so we went over everything here. All right. There's definitely room to play with your champion points here. Okay. If you don't have that many champion points, you definitely want to just focus on reducing the cost of your stamina, skill, spells, and abilities, and your stamina recovery, right? And then you can start filling in the other components. Obviously, you want to increase your damage. So you look at, your damage based champion points allocation. All right. Now be aware that they changed in, if you're used to dumping all your points into this particular champion point allocation, this changed, right? This is no longer where you want to put your points. It's all combined here into Mighty. So poison is now over here. So just, if you haven't respec'd or anything, just make sure you do push everything over for your poison builds into Mighty. It gives you both physical and the poison damage. All right. So that rounds out the champion points. We talked about skills. We talked about character stats. Okay. And the gear. So take a look at this again. Character sheet's wrong again. All right. So that should be buffed higher than that. So let's talk about what we're doing with the rotation here. Okay. So if in stealth, right, and we come up to something, player or mammoth or little mammoth, you're buffing rally, okay? And you can buff rally all day long, right? Because the cooldown, there's no cooldown, but the amount of time that rally stays up is long enough for you to get your attack in, right? So you come in, you attack, right? And then you can choose either to execute. Obviously he's below 50%, so my execute would be good here, right? Or I could get run over, wait for this guy to come in too, and try to kill this dude. That's gonna be fun. There you go. All right, so execute would have been the right move there, but I just wanted to show you, you have definitely different options here, because basically you're stunning your opponent, right, with ambush, so that you can also do surprise attack from that point on and just slash them down, or you can execute them with your two-hander ability. Okay. Again, so if I'm coming out of stealth, I'm going to buff with rally. I'm going to either surprise attack or ambush, depending on distance, right? Apparently I haven't been over here yet, huh? I'm going to show you the bow too. If I can find a mob, it would be nice. Okay. So here's a couple mobs. Obviously, I have options, right? These are really low-level mobs. I just came to an area to pick up a Mundus Stone, so I'm going to show you these, right? So escapability. I can rally while I'm escape, right? Execute. me show you something else here. Now, if you see the... Get off of here. Okay, so if you take a look at the weapon damage here, right? Buff, buff. See that 3,300? Rally is keeping me at 3,000, right? But coming out of Cloak. Okay, so let's do that again. Cloak and Rally are up 3,300 weapon damage. Okay, so you want to come if you're stealthed. Basically, you're gonna pump Rally, right? And if you look at the if you look at the ambush skill, right? Right? And then that's your attack from distance, okay? And you also have, you see the ends, it gains minor protection, reducing the damage taken by 8%. So you basically, what you can do, let me stack that up. And you know, if I got in trouble, I would just basically cloak and heal. All right, switching, cloak, heal, same button. So I can go cloak, I can rally, I can go cloak, and then ambush and execute. All right, come out of here, come out of here. Really shouldn't be fighting level 32 mods, but I just want to show you an example of the... I can do this on VR16s, I can do this on whatever, just in this section. Okay. Alright, so that was just light attack, execute. Alright. Switching off to the bow. Alright. Again, you know, if I got in trouble, I would just basically cloak and heal. Alright. Switching. Cloak. Heal. Same button. That's on my swap. How I have the controller set up. That's how I have the particular skills set up. Alright, so you can see on the swap what I'm doing here. I just line up all my buttons so I have a quick tap off the swap of the bars. All right. So if we go to bow here, right? This is marking target. Obviously, you're gonna mark player more than you're gonna mark, you know, level 33 mammoth. But yeah, so right. Poison arrow. He just died from the poison. Let's see. More time on that. There's really nothing to. There's no stealthiness to the bow part. You're just pure out range attack here. Okay. So really quick again. This is a really bad area to show you the... Alright, here we go. So, alright. Marked him. Okay, so I'll show you what the skills are, right? So you have lethal arrow and poison injection here, okay? So basically, you know, I'm gonna fear him, roll out of this, fear, right? Now see he's run away, I can light attack, he'll die easily, but the point is, you see how fear worked there for bow. Basically pushes him away from you, and you can either lethal or poison inject. for the kill. Yeah. But yeah, that's basically the Stamina Nightblade build that I put together. Um, if you have any other questions about the build, I'll be posting this on YouTube shortly. Just leave a comment there and I'll try to answer them. But again, thanks for watching. Or bunny.